Hello, Ivan Choi. Hello, Abangan. Hi. Okay, guys. So yesterday, I just uploaded. Hey, Gerard. Hi, Gerard. So yesterday I just uploaded a video of me taking the Japanese Shinkansen, and so this is what brought me here to Japan. Really, we are here at Mazda's Mine Proving Ground for an ASEAN media preview of the all-new Mazda 3. So with us here are our media friends from Malaysia as well as other media representatives from Singapore, Thailand, Philippines, and various ASEAN countries. So the Mazda 3 is coming to Malaysia soon, and we'll be getting both sedan and hatchback model. We will not be getting the SkyActiv-X engine, unfortunately, because that is just going to add to what would already be a very astronomical cost for the new car. You see, when Mazda first launched the Mazda 3 in Malaysia in 2014, the Mazda 3 SkyActiv, that time the CBU model was already 135,000 ringgit. This new car that is built with way higher cost, way more features, expected to start at around that kind of price. All right. Now, so there are globally there are 4 engine options available with the 3. There's the SkyActiv-X, which we will not be getting. There's also the SkyActiv Diesel 1.H, which we also not be getting. And lastly, for petrol models, there will be naturally aspirated petrol. There will be the SkyActiv-G 1.5 as well as the SkyActiv-G 2 liter. The SkyActiv-G, of course, are carryover units from the current generation engines, but with improved tuning for better emissions economy, you get the picture. Okay, so let's start with a walk around of these cars here. So I'm just going to zoom into those two over there first. The one that side there is the sedan. This is the hatchback, and you notice that their front ends are slightly different. Notice the grille patterns different. The sedan has those floating elements there, whereas this the hatchback here has a sportier honeycomb grille, not honeycomb. This sportier mesh pattern here. So the idea is that the overall thinking behind it is the sedan is supposed to be the more elegant, more executive car, whereas the hatchback is meant to be the sportier, more expressive, more emotional vehicle. And you also see that the grille frame for the hatchback here, this is gloss black, sedan gets chrome. Even the lower bumper treatment is different. Of course, the panel is the same. The panels are the same now. Remember the first generation Mazda 3, the whole front end, even the body panels differ between sedan and hatchback. And the bonnet has Mazda has chosen to give the car this clamshell like design bonnet. Okay, and we come to look at the side. Okay, so notice one subtle contrast between the sedan and the hatchback. The sedan's window line has chrome trims running on top, gloss black below, whereas with the hatch is reversed. The chrome strip runs the lower edge, and then it's black on the upper edge. And there's a lot of comment on the rear hatch of the rear end of the hatchback. To me, this heavy these heavy proportions here reminds me somewhat of the Alfa Romeo Brera. What do you think, guys? Okay, and let's come here and give you a look of the rear end of the car. So they've now moved the number plate back to the bumper like earlier versions of the 3, and yeah, so see that. Okay, they have the quad tail light design here. Okay, and so the hatchback here, this also has gloss black spoiler here as well, gloss black lower bumper, whereas here with the sedan they've used more, what did I say, more toned down kind of look, right? So yeah, it really fits into their design philosophy of giving the sedan a more executive kind of look, whereas the hatchback is supposed to be the sportier alternative. Okay. So interestingly, these two units here are all-wheel drive, and also quite interestingly, Mazda made a conscious decision for the first time in any generation of the Mazda 3 that the rear suspension is no longer multi-link but torsion beam. Now, we always argue that torsion beam is what we call a lower cost setup, all right? But Mazda's motivation is not fully cost motivated, because their explanation is that the torsion beam, all right, whilst acknowledging that the multi-link is generally a superior suspension setup, the torsion beam gives the Mazda 3 the kind of driving characteristics that they are trying to achieve with this car. So in essence, the torsion beam gives the car a more direct kind of feel when you're around a bend. And quite interestingly, these two being all-wheel drives, and let me just show you the underside of the car. So that is the rear differential, and somehow above that is the torsion beam. So I'm quite curious as to how they are going to manage this kind of tuning, but that's more of a personal curiosity, because the all-wheel drive versions won't even be coming to Malaysia, so we don't really have to waste too much time on that. Okay, so let's look inside. We start with the hatch, and yep, so the release switch is located under the Mazda logo, and you can see that this is a much more spacious hatch. Okay, I'm throwing this thing here to get a better focus. Okay, so for my camera to get better focus. And yeah, so you see this is quite spacious. I think you can quite easily fit two medium-sized suitcases as well. But nothing here in the way, they don't have 12-volt sockets here or anything. Right? Open this under. There is the, well, this looks like the tire inflator. Okay, linings are nice. Tonneau cover. This is interestingly, this is a hinged tonneau cover. Okay, so yeah, good effort on that. And we bring this down, and I will step inside. Okay, let me fix that. Come inside. Now, leg room is not too bad, but and the seat angle, all right, gives good support of the rear end of my thigh. But here towards the edge, towards my knee, the seat tapers down, so my support here at the end here is slightly compromised. And I was told that Malaysian versions will get rear air conditioning, but that feature is actually not standard. So you see this one here, this unit here does not have rear air con vents, and I'll explain later why that may be a bit of a problem. So this armrest, I'm surprised that they didn't give us the one from the CX-5 where you have a lidded cup holder as well as another lidded compartment here as well. That to me was a bit of a surprise. And then you have ISOFIX mounts. Okay, so this is a pre-production car. I'm not going to be too critical of the quality just yet. Now, I'm going to come here and show you the front section of the cabin. So look at the positioning of the aircon vents. This vent directs air, well, practically blows the driver's hand. This vent points straight at the front passenger. So I'm going to increase the blower speed a little and sit at the back here. And in all honesty, I am not really feeling any breeze from the back. Let me drop the temperature. So this is 26, right? I'm just going to drop it to maybe 22 on both sides. Okay. So the air is blowing strongly now, and yeah, I don't really feel the breeze at the back here. So let me just show you this cabin. Now, the thinking behind this cabin is that right now Mazda wants to make a more driver-centric cabin, more driver-focused cabin. So if I were to move you here, okay, you will see that there is a certain symmetry from the driver's perspective. Okay, so I'll show you the instrument cluster later, and you see these two, how the center console, okay, and how the armrest here meets. It's sort of like a symmetry about the driver's center line here. So they're trying to create a more driver-oriented focus to this cabin, and the screen, all right, the MZD Connect screen has been moved higher, further away with a bigger screen. And Mazda also made a conscious decision to not have a touchscreen function for this anymore. Basically, the thinking behind that is to reduce distractions. What else? So, and also the overall thinking behind this cabin's design, the overarching theme is that they also want to reduce what they call visual noise. So this cabin is supposed to, they want to reduce the number of unnecessary design elements to give it a cohesive look, all right, and at the same time more upmarket. So let me go step outside, and I'll show you the dashboard from the top. So you see right from the top here, this view, right, this dashboard now, this piece here is more plain. Okay, it's a large but much simpler piece. Heads-up display is there, it's now projected on the windscreen as opposed to previously where you have that thing flipping up. Okay, here's the instrument cluster, which is here again another curious design decision where they have a traditional analog tachometer, a traditional analog fuel gauge, a traditional analog water temperature gauge, and this part here is a screen. Okay, so the speedometer is a screen. Let me just look for, okay, so to cycle the well, don't be too critical of the warning lights. This is a pre-production car. Yeah, so some of the the warnings are there, and yeah, so you press this button to cycle between various display modes. Right, and this steering wheel actually reminds me of the current generation BMW M Sport steering wheel. So this all these move buttons here have good tactile feel, and well, this being a pre-production car, maybe the production units will have even better tactile feel. But one thing is for sure, I was told that Mazda paid special attention to the engineering of the tactile feel of these buttons. Basically what they try to achieve is that this button, this button, this button, this button, this button, all these buttons, whichever button that you press, they all have an identical tactile sensation to it. All right, so that is a nice touch. It's supposed to make the car feel more premium. Now I can't explore this because it's in Japanese, so this glove box, right, very nice, very smooth operation. It closes with a convincing snap and not a single trace of resistance. This honestly is the gearbox mechanism is fantastically engineered. So here, okay, they have rethought this whole center console very, very successfully, I might add. So right up here, this is a tray, a rubberized tray, and this is lidded. So the lid is spring loaded. Okay, let me just show again. Nice, slow, smooth action. Let me show you. Here's the car key. Now this material may not be represented, once again, pre-production car, may not be representative of the actual car key, but the design is this lah. Okay, so this is I'm sure Volvo owners would find this familiar. Gear selector lever, and they have also, and now they've moved the cup holders here. The previous gen Mazda 3 cup holder was here, which is a very, very unnatural position. So now you move the cup holders here. When you buy your morning Starbucks latte or whatever, you put this and you grab this for a drink. It is a more natural angle. So they've also moved the MZD Connect rotary knob about 2 centimeters forward. So when you sit here, so now I'm seated in my preferred driving position, and I rest my palms naturally. I don't have to move my arm at an unnatural angle to reach for the control knob. So that is nice. This armrest, this center armrest, they have took deliberate care to make this mold, to choose this material in a way that when you press it with your fingers, it feels soft. But when you rest your elbow on it, it feels firmer. So yeah, it is at the same time supposed to feel comfortable and premium at the same time. The opening of this, now, it doesn't open directly. What you have to do is you have to slide it back before it opens. Now I appreciate this convenience, right, whereby you can just slide this back and I can just dig my hand here. Let's say if I put my smart tag here, I can dig my hand here and grab it. But what I do not understand is why not allow this thing, the user, the option of opening it from here or from here. Now the thinking behind this is that by sliding this back and opening this way, you reduce the radius of this opening, and thereby you don't have to move your arm as much compared to if you were to open it this way. Okay, now the spacing of this also is this is big. This one will store a good amount of items. There's got a 12-volt socket here, USB port, HDMI port, and that's the SD card slot. There's also one USB port here, and this is a removable partition. Okay, right. So this car here has the optional Bose sound system. There are two optional sound systems available with the new Mazda 3. You can either have it with the Bose sound system, the 12 speaker Bose system, or a standard 8 speaker system, which I tried earlier. Still sounds good to me. Now let me just jump over to the sedan. Now this is also the same shade of interior, nothing new to see here. I'm not going to bother with this one. Okay, so we jump over to this hatchback here. This hatchback is dressed in a special polymetal grey color. It actually rather reminds me of Audi's Nardo grey color. And it from here, right, it looks like a solid paint. Okay, it looks like a solid color, but when you move closer, you see it's metallic. Okay, when you see closer, this is a metallic shade. And this particular car is also dressed with an enhanced body kit, front lip, side skirts, right, back diffuser. And let me just step inside. Someone got sun visor, some more. But what I want to show you here, this one is the color combo. Now for Malaysia spec, it is expected that Mazda will be specifying an all black interior, but I just want to show you what it's like to have a two-tone interior. So I rather like this combo. This really is, to me lah, okay, black and red is a Kereta Mewah combo. It is like a Bentley, Porsche kind of color. Not many car makers can really pull this off, but I think the Mazda 3 here does a convincing job. Okay, I'm just going to try the infotainment system. So these car keys, I think this is probably a proper production car, and you can see these car keys here are better finished. All right, these car keys here are better finished. Let me just get the focus right. All right. Yep, so this car key here, way better finished than the one that I showed you earlier. But this one seems to have less features, just lock and unlock. Okay, and to explore, so here's the MZD command menu. Oh, this one's still in this one also in Japanese. Okay, never mind, skip that thought. Okay guys, so I'm showing you another unit of the Mazda 3. This one has its infotainment in English and a rather pleasant, well, black on beige, beige on black interior, which to me I find appealing. Doesn't look that good on my camera really, but in person it looks very nice. So here's the infotainment system, and okay, I'm gonna get help to change this to English. Okay guys, I give up. I can't show you the infotainment for this video. Just have to wait for the car to come to Malaysia before that happens. Okay. So there you have it guys, a quick walkthrough of the all-new Mazda 3. This is just of course a preview. Some of the specs of these cars here that you see here will not be fully representative of what we eventually get in our market. All right, so I'm stopping this video here right now, but coming up just now earlier in the day, we actually went on went on a couple of rounds in the around the proving around the race, this test track. All right, so that will be up on a separate video, but audio only, because that one they don't allow visual recording, so I only am able to give you audio commentary of that. That one I'll be posting up on a separate video lah. And some more, what else? Yes, so we also had other demonstration of features that were recorded in separate sessions. That one also I'll be posting up on separate video. Okay guys, so here you have it guys, the all new Mazda 3. What do you think? Comments below. All right, cheers.